Hi everybody, this is going to be your social studies video for Tuesday, um, April 7th. We're going to read pages 112 to 114, and you guys are going to answer questions on 113 and 114, but I'm going to go over that with you, okay? This is a second lesson about the English colonies. And it's titled Daily Life in the Colonies. Okay, so we're going to start at page 112. As you could see, they're divided into three different sections. I think we already looked at a map similar to that. Yep. So you guys already have that in lesson 1. That's a similar map. The New England colonies are in orange. The middle colonies are in purple, and the southern colonies are in green. And if you look, you could see by the pictures, if you look at the key, what products each region produces. So I see, for example, I see a lot of wheat and timber in the southern colonies, as well as indigo. The middle colonies, we see some cattle, we see wheat as well, iron, and in the northern colonies we see a lot of fishing, some furs, and also timber. Okay, so they all had different types of products depending on the region. Okay, depending where they were. If you look at the top, that's how people used to write. You could see the feather, what it looks like a feather. It's actually a pen. So to communicate in colonial America, people wrote letters using quill pens, ink and paper. So they had to dip the pen to get new ink very frequently. We take it for granted now. We just have a pen and it lasts very long, or a pencil. They didn't have that in those days. Okay, so I'm going to start reading from the top, okay, the first paragraph. Today you could shop at the mall or use the internet to shop online. In colonial America, people did not have such choices. How did colonists earn a living? How did they feed and clothe their families? What did they do to try to improve their lives? Colonies and resources. People in different colonies had different answers for these questions. The land, the climate, and natural resources differed from one colony to another. Most colonial American families lived and worked on farms. They grew or made much of what they needed. They sold crops and products to pay for other necessities, such as tools, salt, and gunpowder. They also bartered, which means trade, with neighbors for some needs. Barter means to trade one good for another. Other colonists worked in jobs related to their colony's location, land, or resources. Along the New England coast, many earned their living from the sea. So remember, all these colonies are on the sea, so they can fish. They could, earn a living being a fisherman. Okay. We're going to go to the next page, page 113. Okay. We're going to skip the top where it says draw a tool that you often use to communicate with others. Explain the benefit of the tool you drew. You can do it if you want, but it's not required. So I'm going to go on to the reading. New England industries sprang up to take advantage of the ocean's resources. Anglers caught and sold fish such as cod. Whalers hunted whales to make products such as lamp oil, candles, and perfume. Shipbuilders used the region's timber to build boats for fishing and ships for whaling. In the middle colonies, the region's sheltered harbors and deep rivers allowed ships to travel regularly over the waters and trade to thrive. Many colonists in the cities, such as New York and Philadelphia, worked as merchants and traders. Others worked as sailors or dock workers, people who loaded and unloaded ships. People also changed the land to suit their needs. For example, some colonists dammed or blocked rivers and streams to create power from fast-flowing water. Millers often set up their businesses right next to the river or stream. They used the water power for their grits mills. These were machines for grinding wheat into flour. So a grits mill is a machine for grinding wheat into flour, and they used water to power these machines. The flowing water turned a water wheel, and the moving wheel turned the grinding stones inside the mill to crush the wheat. Number 2 asks to explain why grist mills were built next to rivers and streams. So I want you guys to answer that question. Go back to the reading and explain why grist mills, the machines that grind wheat into flour, were built next to rivers and streams. Okay, page 114. Imports and exports. Okay, so if something's imported, it's imported from another country. We get a lot of our imports or products from China these days, as well as many other countries. And something that's an export is something that we're selling to another country that's going out of our country, okay? American colonists traded goods among themselves. They also carried on trade with other countries, selling exports and buying imports. An export is a product sold to other countries. An import is a product bought from other countries. Over time, England took steps to control colonial trade. The colonies provided England with raw materials or resources that could be made into products, such as timber for making furniture. The English wanted colonists to buy manufactured goods such as furniture and pottery from England alone. In fact, England passed laws limiting colonists' trade with other countries. The English government did this to protect its own industries. This practice is known as protectionism. As a result, colonists had to rely on England for many items. Such restrictions angered many colonists. They felt that these laws showed that England would treat the colonists unfairly to increase their profits from trade. These trade laws were based on English belief in the economic policy of mercantilism. Okay, so England wanted to control the market, and they made rules that colonists should only buy products from England, even though maybe they could get it cheaper from another country, or they could get more things from other countries, because England wanted to obviously keep the money flowing. They, made these into actual laws, so it prevented the colonists from getting things from other countries, and if they got caught, I'm sure there would be a fine or a penalty. Okay, so now on the bottom of page 114, this is a graphic organizer, number 3. It's about main ideas and details. Add details from the text that support the main idea. The main idea, how England controlled trade in the colonies. The main idea is that England took steps to control trade in the American colonies. It gives you one supporting detail. Colonies exported raw materials to England. I want you guys to find 2 more supporting details in what we just read on that page that shows that England took steps to control trade in American colonies. What did they do? Okay, so go back through the reading and find 2 more supporting details for how England controlled trade in the colonies. And then we'll pick up with the rest on Thursday. Okay, thanks for watching.